So to understand this, we need to know what landmarks are. And to understand what landmarks are, we need to know a little bit about ARIA. You can see down here that this is from the HTML5 and ARIA techniques rule set. So if we do a quick search, I'm going to open up a new tab and do a search for ARIA HTML. We can open up a page that talks about this on developer.mozilla.org. So this gives us some details here. So ARIA stands for Accessible Rich Internet Applications, and it's basically a way to add additional markup to our HTML that tells screen readers more about what's actually happening on the page. Now, most of the time, ARIA is going to come into play with rich internet applications. So that is applications that end up refreshing different parts of the page or have different interactive components, like searchable tables or expandable tree views. But ARIA also allows you to specify what roles certain elements play on the page, specifically if they're ambiguous. So let me demonstrate what this would look like in action. So back in Firefox, we need a main landmark. So the way we would do this is by using the attribute role inside of our HTML tag. It's very simple. So I'll go back to our HTML. And now before, we created this link to jump to our main content, and we added the ID main down here to our header. But really, the main content should be delineated by a wrapper around all of the main content. So let's do that. I'm going to add a div here, and we're going to give it a role of main. We'll also give it this ID of main, but that's just so our link to jump to the main part of the page works. So we'll give it ID of main. And I'm going to remove this ID here from our header. And then I'm going to indent all of our content so we can tell that we're wrapping a div around it. Now I'm not including the footer because the footer isn't included in our main content. And then I'll add a closing div here. If we save this, jump back to Firefox, and we refreshed in order to refresh the evaluation, we'd see our violation disappear.